Good evening and welcome to Sun Middle Temple. We're so happy you've joined us. My name is Alba and I use she, her pronouns. This is our second October observance and I'm so happy you are here. As always, this service is recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel. Please remember our demonic dinner collaboration event. I am super excited to see what you all cook up. Pictures for that are due on the 28th alongside images for our regular holiday video and movie vote, which is also on the 28th. I hope you have a truly horrifying Halloween. We will open today with our opening words, which will appear on the slide behind you. Please listen as I read the words aloud, or read the words aloud with me at home. We welcome you into the light of the gods and light this flame in celebration. May its brightness symbolize our connection to the gods and the natural world. May you join us in this community of faith, cherishing love and with open hearts. So, if you remember, our theme this month is fate, and we are reading all of Oedipus, King of Thebes, by Sophocles, translated by Gilbert Murray. This section is the second part, and we left off where Jocasta has just received news of the death of Polybus, Oedipus's father. So we will pick right up from there, I believe, with Jocasta speaking about the oracles. Where stand ye at the last, ye oracles of God? For many a year Oedipus fled before that man in fear to slay him, and behold, we find him thus, slain by a chance death, not by Oedipus. Oedipus comes out of the palace. Oedipus, O wife, O face I love to look upon, why callest thou me from where I sat alone? Jocasta, give ear and ponder from what this man tells. How end these proud priests and their oracles? Oedipus, whence comes he, and what word hath he for us? Jocasta, from Corinth, bearing news that Polybus thy father is no more. He has found his death. Oedipus, how? Stranger, speak thyself. This that she saith, stranger, is true. If that is the first news ye crave, I tell thee, Polybus lieth in his grave. Oedipus, not murdered? How? Some passing of disease? Stranger, a slight thing turns an old life to its peace. Oedipus, poor father, 'tis by sickness he is dead? Stranger, the growing years lay heavy on his head. Oedipus, O wife, why then should Nan fear any more the voice of Pytho's dome, or cower before these birds that shriek above us? They foretold me for my father's murderer, and behold, he lies in Corinth dead, and here I am, and never touched the sword. Or did he die in grief for me who left him? In that way I may have wrought his death. But come what may, he sleepeth in his grave, and with him all this deadly seer craft of no worth at all. Jocasta, dear Lord, long since did I not show thee clear? Oedipus, indeed, yes, I was warped by mine own fear. Jocasta, now thou wilt cast it from thee and forget? Oedipus, forget my mother? It is not over yet. Jocasta, what should man do with fear who hath but chance above him, and no sight nor governance of things to be? To live as life may run, no fear, no fret, me were wisest neath the sun. And thou, fear not thy mother. Prophets deem a deed wrought that is wrought but in a dream, and he to whom these things are nothing, best will bear his burden. Oedipus, all thou counsellest were good, save that my mother liveth still, and through thy words be wise, for good or ill her I still fear. Jocasta, think of thy father's tomb, like light across our darkness it hath come. Oedipus, great light, but while she lives I fly from her. Stranger, what woman, prince, doth fill thee with so with fear? Oedipus, Merope, friend, who dwelt with Polybus. Stranger, and what in Queen Merope should fright thee thus? Oedipus, a voice of God, stranger, of dire import. Stranger, meet for mine ears, or some secret sort? Oedipus, nay, thou must hear. In Corinth, long ago Apollo spake a doom, that I should know my mother's flesh, and with mine own hand spill my father's blood. 'Tis that and not my will hath kept me always far from Corinth. So, life hath dealt kindly with me, yet men know on earth no comfort like a mother's face. Stranger, 'tis that has kept thee exiled in this place. Oedipus, that and the fear too of my father's blood. Stranger, then surely, Lord, I came but for thy good. 'Twere well if from fear that I set thee free. Oedipus, ah, couldst thou, there were rich reward for thee, stranger. To say the truth, I had hoped to lead thy home, now, and myself to get some good therefrom. Oedipus, nay, where my parents are, I will not go. Stranger, my son, 'tis very clear thou dost not know what road thou goest. Oedipus, how, in God's name say, how clear? Stranger, 'tis this keeps thee so long away from Corinth. Oedipus, 'tis the fear lest that word break one day upon me true. Stranger, fear lest thou take defilement from the two that gave thee birth. Oedipus, 'tis that, old man, 'tis that doth fill the earth with terror. Stranger, then thy terror all hath been for nothing. Oedipus, how? Were not your king and queen my parents? Stranger, Polybus was not to thee in blood. Oedipus, how? He is my father. Stranger, that was he as much as I, but no more. Oedipus, thou art not, 'twas he begot me. Stranger, 'twas not I begot Oedipus, neither was it he. Oedipus, what wild fancy then made him name me for his child? Stranger, thou wast his child by gift. Long years ago mine own hand brought thee to him. Oedipus, coming so from a strange hand, he gave me that great love. Stranger, he had no child, and the desire thereof held him. Oedipus, and thou didst find somewhere or buy a child for him? Stranger, I found in a high glen of Cytherion. Movement of Jocasta, who stands riveted with dread, unnoticed by the others. Oedipus, yonder? To what end was traveling in these parts? Stranger, I came to tend the flocks here on the mountain. Oedipus, thou wast one that wandered tending sheep for hire? Stranger, my son, that day I was the savior of a king. Oedipus, how, savior? Was I in some suffering or peril? Stranger, thine own feet a tale could speak. Oedipus, ah, me, what ancient pain stirs half awake within me. Stranger, 'twas a spike through both thy feet. I set thee free. Oedipus, a strange scorn that, to greet a babe new on the earth. Stranger, and from that they fain must call thee Oedipus, who walks in pain. That's the translation of his name, is who walks in pain. Oedipus, who called me so, father or mother? Oh, in God's name speak. Stranger, I know not. He should know who brought thee. Oedipus, so I was not found by thee, thou hast me from another? Stranger, aye, to me one of the shepherds gave the babe to bear far off. Oedipus, what shepherd? Knowest thou not? Declare all that thou knowest. Stranger, by my memory then, I think they called him one of Laius's men. Oedipus, that Laius who was king of Thebes of old? Stranger, the same. My man did herding in his fold. Oedipus, is he yet living? Can I see his face? Stranger, turning to the chorus, ye will know that, being natives to this place. Oedipus, how? Is there one of you within my pale standing that knows the shepherd of this tale? Ye have seen him on the hills or in this town? Speak, for the hour is come that all be known. Leader, I twill think be the peasant man the same. Thou hast sought long time to see his place and name. Our mistress, if she will, can tell most clear. Jocasta remains as if she heard nothing. Oedipus, thou hearest him, wife? The herd whose presence here we craved for, is it he this man would say? Jocasta, he saith, what of it? Ask not, only pray not to remember. Tales are vainly told. Oedipus, 'tis mine own birth. How can I, when such clues as these, refrain from knowing all? Jocasta, for God's love, no! If thou carest at all for thine own life, my anguish is enough. Oedipus bitterly, fear not, though I be thrice of slavish stuff from my third granddam down, it shames me not. Jocasta, ask no more, I beseech thee, promise me. Oedipus, to leave the truth half found, 'tis not my mood. Jocasta, I understand, and tell thee what is good. Oedipus, thy good doth weary me. Jocasta, O child of woe, I pray God, thou never know. Oedipus, turning from her, go, fetch the herdsman straight. This queen of mine may walk alone to boast her royal line. Yocasta, she draws in her breath through her teeth as if in some sharp pain. Unhappy one! Goodbye, goodbye before I go, this once and nevermore. She comes towards him as though to take a last farewell, then stops and suddenly turns and rushes into the palace. Leader, King, what was that? She passed like one who flies in very anguish. Dread is o'er mine eyes, lest from this silence break some storm of wrong. Oedipus, break what break will. My mind abideth strong to know the roots, how low soe'er they be, which grew to Oedipus. This woman, she is proud, methinks, and fears my birth and name will mar her nobleness. But I, no shame, can ever touch me. I am fortune's child, not man. Her mother face has ever smiled above me, and my brethren of the sky. The changing moons have changed me low and high. There is my lineage true, which none shall wrest from me. Who then am I to fear this quest? Chorus. If I, O Cytherean, some vision can borrow from seacraft, if there is wit in the old, long through the deep or moon of the morrow, so hear me, Olympus, thy tale shall be told. O mountain of Thebes, a new Theban shall praise thee, one born of thy bosom, one nursed at thy springs, and the old men shall dance to thy glory, and raise thee to worship, O bearer of joy to my kings, and thou, we pray, look down in peace, O Apollo. Aye, aye! Oh, what Oren mother, unaging, unweeping, did bear thee, O babe, to the crag walker Pan, or perchance to Apollo? He loveth the leaping of herds on rockways unhaunted of man. Or was it the lord of Cyrene who found thee, or glad Dionysus whose home is the height, who knew thee his own on the mountain, as round thee the white brides of Helicon laugh for delight? 'Tis there, the joy-mouth liveth of all his dance and prayer. Oedipus, if I may judge ye elders, who have ne'er seen him, methinks I see the shepherd there, whom we have sought so long, for his weight of years fits well with our Corinthian messengers, and, more, I know the men who guide his way, bondsmen of mine own house. Thou, friend, wilt say, most surely who hast known the man of old. Leader, I know him well, a shepherd of the fold of Laius, one he trusted more than all. The shepherd comes in, led by 2 thralls. He is an old man and seems terrified. Oedipus, thou first art guest from Corinth, say withal, is this the man? Stranger, this is the man, O king. Oedipus, addressing the shepherd, old man, look up and answer everything I ask thee. Thou wast Laius, man of old? Shepherd, born in his house I was, not brought with gold. Oedipus, what kind of work, what way of life was thine? Shepherd, in most of my days I tended sheep or kine. Oedipus, what was thy camping ground at midsummer? Shepherd, sometimes Cytheron, sometimes mountains near. Oedipus, sawest ever there this man thou seest now? Shepherd, there, lord? What's doing? What man meanest thou? Oedipus points to the stranger. Look, hath he ever crossed thy path before? Shepherd, I call him not to mind, and must think more. Stranger, small wonder that, O king, but I will throw light on his memories. Right well I know he knows the time when all Cytheron through, I was with one wandering herd, and he with 2. 3 times we neighbored one another, clear from spring to autumn stars, a good half year. At winter's fall we parted, he drove down to his master's fold, and I back to mine. Dost call it back, friend? Was it as I say? Shepherd, it was. 'Tis all so far away. Stranger, say then, thou gavest me once there in the wild, a babe to rear far off as mine own child. Shepherd, his terror returning, what does this mean? To what end asketh thou? Stranger, pointing at Oedipus, that babe has grown, friend, 'tis our master now. Shepherd, as he slowly understands. No, in the name of death, fool, hold thy peace! He lifts his staff at the stranger. Oedipus, ha, greybeard, wouldst thou strike him? 'Tis not his own offences, 'tis thine own we need to mend. Shepherd, most gentle master, how do I offend? Oedipus, whence came that babe, whereof he questioneth? Shepherd, He does not know 'tis folly. What he saith? Oedipus. Thou wilt not speak for love, but pain maybe. Shepherd. I am very old. Ye would not torture me. Oedipus. Back with his arms, ye bondmen! Hold him so! The bondmen drag the shepherd's arms back, ready for torture. Shepherd. Woe's me! What have I done? What wouldst thou know? Oedipus. Didst give this man the child, as he doth say? I did. Would God that I had died this day! Oedipus. For heaven, thou shalt yet, if thou speak not true. Shepherd. 'Tis more than death, and darker if I do. Oedipus. This dog, it seems, will keep us waiting. Shepherd. Nay, I said at first I gave it. Oedipus. In what way it came it to thee? Was it thine own child, or another? Shepherd. Nay, it never crossed my door another. Oedipus. Whose? What man? What house? Of these about thee? Shepherd. In the name of God who sees, ask me no more. Oedipus. If once I ask again, thou diest. Shepherd. From the folk of Laius then it came. Oedipus. A slave, or born of Laius' blood? There comes the word I dread to speak, O God. Oedipus. And I, to hear, yet heard, it needs must be. Shepherd. Know then, they said it was Laius' child, but she within thy wife best knows its fathering. Oedipus. 'Twas she that gave it? Shepherd. It was she, O king. Oedipus. And bade you what? Shepherd. Destroy it. Oedipus. Her own child? Cruel. Shepherd. Dark words of God had made her wild. Oedipus. What words? Shepherd. The babe must slay his father, so 'twas written. Oedipus. So why didst thou then let him go with this old man? Shepherd. O king, I pitied him. I thought the man would save him to some dim and distant land, beyond all fear, and he, to worse than death, did save him. Verily, if thou art he whom this man telleth of, to sore affliction thou art born. Oedipus. Enough! All shall be fulfilled. Oh, on these eyes shed light no more, ye everlasting skies, that I know my sin. I have sinned in birth and breath. I have sinned with woman. I have sinned with death. He rushes into the palace, and the shepherd is led away. Chorus. Nothingness, nothingness, ye children of man, unless I count you waking or dreaming. And none among mortals, none, seeking to live, hath won more than to seem and to cease again from his seeming. While ever before mine eyes one fate, one ensample lies, thine, O Oedipus, sore of God oppressed, what thing that is human more I dare call blessed? Straight to his archery flew the joy, to the heart of living he knew joy and the fullness of power. O Zeus, when riddling breath was stayed, and the maid of death slain, and we saw him through the death cloud a tower. For that he was called my king, yea, every precious thing, wherewith men are honored down, we cast before him, and great Thebes brought her crown, and kneeled to adore him. But now what man's story is such bitterness to speak, when life hath delusion so visited and pain, and swiftness of disaster? O great king, our master, how opt one haven to the slayer and slain, and the furrows of thy father, did they turn not nor shriek, did they bear so long silent thy casting of the grain? 'Tis time desireless hath shown thee what thou art, the long monstrous mating, it is judged and all its race. O child of him that sleepeth, thy land weepeth unfathered. Would God I had never seen thy face, from thee in great peril fell peace upon my face. In the mine I'm clouded, and the dark is come apace. So we'll do our discussion portion during the very final recording. So we'll now move into the ritual part of the observance. And I will mute my mic and play the video. We leave this offering for our gods, to symbolize our connection and devotion. We gift this rock to symbolize the stability of the gods in our world. We gift this water to accept the flow of our lives. We welcome life and bless our offerings with oil to share our riches. We embrace our connection to each other and the world and celebrate our revival. I will now read the closing words, and just like always, you can read them aloud or listen as I read them aloud. As we move out into the world, let us remember our community of faith. Cherish love and open your heart as you walk through life. Hold dear the light of the gods and our connection with the natural world. Go forth in celebration and carry the light of connection within your heart.